Hello, my name is Jimmy Fitch, and this is my blog. And Nick's here.
I am also here.
Here.
Yay!
So the biggest thing ever happened yesterday. Yesterday was the biggest day of gaming history ever.
Oh, I was gonna say world peace, but
Nope.
I guess
Not that. So the Nintendo NX has finally been revealed as the Nintendo Switch.
yes.
Oh.
Right.
I don't know. Did it? I don't know. And also Red Dead Redemption 2 teaser trailer came out
Yes,
as
it
well.
did.
And I don't think I've ever talked about it in my blogs, but that was my favorite ever video game ever. And of course, being a Nintendo fanboy as well, I was very excited about the Select. Nick, what are your opinions? What were your initial thoughts when it was originally being rumored, and what are your thoughts on it now?
Okay, first of all, you said Select and it's Switch.
Ah, damn it.
But so initial thoughts when it was before the trailer. I didn't really know much about it, so I really didn't have much an opinion.
Yeah.
When people thought that it was probably gonna be what it actually is, I was a little skeptical at first because I'm like, oh no.
It's okay. Don't worry about that.
But I was a little skeptical because I'm just like, well, how can they do it?
Yeah, there were a lot of... Basically, the main rumor that I think came out was that it was going to be a hybrid of a handheld and a console. Which people were like, what? How are they going to do that?
Which is honestly what a lot of people have been wanting for a while, so probably when they heard it, they were like, nah, you're just joking.
Yeah. It is interesting because although it kind of feels like the Wii U was kind of their first attempt at it.
Yeah.
And then because that failed so very hard,
Oh yeah, it did.
it seems like they learned from their mistakes and they're going for what's happening. Which is it's essentially a tablet that you put controllers onto, and then when you're not using that, you can put it into the dock, which connects to an HDMI to the TV. And then you can play the Wii remote and nunchuck kind of method. You can put it onto a controller where you can play it on that. And then you can also have other, not third-party controllers, but the Pro controller that we have now. There's gonna be a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, which I might actually get. I didn't have a Pro controller for the Wii U because what games actually use the Pro controller that I owned?
Yeah.
Because I think I owned maybe 5.
That's more than I own.
Yeah.
I own 2.
I think I have Brawl, the new Paper Mario, or not Brawl.
It's
I'm
just
sorry,
Super Smash
Bros. Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 3D World, and I'm trying to think of the other one, Splatoon. Those are the only 5 games I have. I used to have the new Super Mario Bros. Wii U, but I just sold it because Mario Maker came out. But I didn't even end up buying it.
Yeah. And honestly, with this coming out in March and everything, I don't know if I would even try buying new games for the Wii U yet, just because.
Yeah. So I guess that's a big question. Do you think this is going to be somewhat backwards compatible?
I mean, based on the trailer, I would hope so. I mean, granted, as it was pointed out by other people, they kind of changed some of the stuff. Yeah, that's
what I was going to say.
But still,
it was Mario Kart 8 that was being ran in that. They just added a couple things to make it look like it's not Mario Kart 8. Yeah, don't get your hopes up.
They didn't make a whole new Mario Kart just for the trailer.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have made it that fast without telling anyone. So.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if there is some sort of backwards compatibility, because this is a cartridge system that it's going to be. So how would they do disc-based games backwards compatibility?
Yeah. Well, plus, don't forget, they also had Skyrim and NBA running on it, NBA 2K.
Which is crazy to say that stuff is being ran on it's basically a 3DS cartridge.
Yeah.
It's in HD, it's going to be running 1080p probably hopefully 60 frames per second.
Actually, you know what the cartridges remind me of more?
What?
If you ever had a PlayStation Vita, it reminds me of those because it kind of looks like the small little.
That is true, and the Vita did output some pretty decent quality.
Yeah, it did.
I think the screen itself was 720, but it outputted 1080.
I think so, yeah.
So I think that's what's going to be happening with this. There is some speculation if it's going to be 720 or 1080. I even heard someone say maybe 900p, which would be fine for the tablet, but it should output 1080 at least.
To the at least when it's hooked up to the dock for the TV.
You brought up a good point about the about Skyrim. When I first saw Skyrim in a Nintendo commercial debuting its console, this is Nintendo making a statement saying, we're actually going to be working with the third parties because there was a comparison of the list with the Wii U third parties and then the NX third parties or the Switch.
Yeah.
Keep on wanting to call it Select, but it's not.
That's an entirely different Nintendo thing.
That would actually work as well, too, because you would be able to select all the different formats you could play it with. But Switch works fine, too. I still want to call it NX as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is Nintendo making a statement saying, hey, third parties, we need your help, basically. Because
and they do.
Because of the lack of the third parties on Wii U, that console tanked.
Listen, I was just excited to see Square Enix as a partner, so after that, I'm good.
When I saw, I think I saw someone post or comment or something about they saw Square Enix there or whatever. I saw possible Chrono Trigger port, and I was like, yay! Because Chrono Trigger is a game that I do want to play really badly. But my cart is actually kind of messed up and doesn't really work anymore. So yeah, I'm going to need to...
And it was a popular game on its time, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did something with it.
I'd be happy if they do that. But like you've talked to me about in the past, that Square Enix is a little iffy about porting things.
Yeah, they really are. They're even just iffy about putting stuff on their own store, on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
Not their own store, but you know what I mean.
Like you were surprised that they were doing all this Final Fantasy stuff for 7.
Yeah.
They ported it to Steam, which was crazy. Playing Final Fantasy 7 on a computer.
Well, I think they finally realized, hey, we can make money.
Yeah.
What everyone's been telling them from the beginning.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because as happy as I was for Nintendo, they kind of slapped me in the face the next day. Because I was looking at I got some copyright infringements on the newest Paper Mario playthrough that we did, and so I disputed it. I was like, fair use because it is fair use. It's commentary, and they disputed it back, saying that it was it was their visual content. So I'm like, at this point, like, can't even really do anything. But I was just like, Nintendo, you have to be a little bit more fair to the people that are literally advertising for you, saying like, hey, this is a great game, go out and play it.
You do it and it's copyright. Other people do it and they become ambassadors.
Oh, yeah, true. Well, no, Nintendo has had a really rough history, like this past, 3 years, I want to say, with a lot of people, because every single other company, whenever they're playing their game, they either will pretty much advertise it, saying like, "Hey, watch these people play our game" or whatever. Sega has even sharing the fan-made game that someone made. Did you watch that with me?
I don't think so.
Someone made a fan-made Sonic game that the Game Grumps played, and it got super viral.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was Aaron and Ross. They played it on Steam Train. And it got super popular. It went viral because, of course, it's Game Grumps. And the Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube account said, getting ready for copyright infringement. Just kidding. Keep making awesome stuff, Sonic fans or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how a Nintendo, or not Nintendo, that's how a video game company should be.
Yeah.
They should be embracing their IPs. They shouldn't be hoarding them off for themselves, basically.
Yeah, no, I understand completely.
Yeah, so that's kind of like Nintendo needs to start leading into the direction that, hey, people are like, this is the direction that people are going in with this.
Plus, they have to realize it's advertisement for them.
Exactly. It's just like they can't get that through their thick skulls. And it's just like, Nintendo, I have so much love for you, but yeah, you're slapping us in the face.
They think people are trying to make money off their stuff, and that's not the case, because how much money are you really going to make off that?
Well, I mean, it depends on the people, but I mean, like, with my channel, like, I'm looking for... If I got 1,000 views or whatever, maybe I'd make like $10 or something.
Yeah.
But like I'm getting, I think I got 8 views on that video right now. Just because
and 7 of them are him.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, it's like that one and episode 4, I believe, have the infringement. But it's just like, all right, I mean,
that's really funny that not all the episodes have the infringement, just like 2 of them.
It's because I believe YouTube's, I don't know if they've changed that at all, but they have audio, like people submit their own audio or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's that YouTube basically scans out all YouTube videos, and then when it picks up that audio, it gets sent to them, and then they hit the button yes or no. Or sometimes,
okay,
I don't think they even hit the button yes or no. I think it just says, hey, copyright infringement.
Okay.
Once you go through the dispute process, that's when somebody at Nintendo is hitting the button.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But I'm just like, do I really want to appeal this? Because it's like, I'm not even going to be making any money off the video. So
but at the same time, yeah, I get what you mean.
But like on the other hand, I do have the fair use.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And it does suck because I do believe in the right for people to do this. It's like I want to take a stand for that, but on the other hand, I can get my channel taken down.
Yeah.
So it's just like
probably not for something like this, but
yeah, but I could also get a copyright strike.
Yeah.
If I go too far, 3 strikes and you're out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, no, I really want to pick.
Yeah.
I need to pick my battles basically. Yeah. But yeah, again, I don't want to hate on Nintendo because I grew up on Nintendo. My first ever console that I ever got as a Christmas present was a Nintendo 64, and that ever since then I was for Nintendo. Like that's my favorite company.
And I like Nintendo. They're not my favorite.
Yeah,
it's like I was telling you before. I think a lot of it depends on where your favorite game originates from.
Yeah, and like it's hard for me to say what my favorite game is, but because I have such fond memories of playing Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Mario 64, Mario Party, Diddy Kong Racing, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Like, how many times have we, like, I just remember sitting down playing, like, Diddy Kong Racing with my cousin or whatever. That's like one of my first memories I have.
And see, my problem with that is I never actually got to play those because my brother did. So I watched him play.
Yeah.
So I have fond memories of watching my brother play Nintendo.
Yeah.
But when it comes to actually playing video games, Kingdom Hearts is my favorite video game. So and PlayStation.
PlayStation, obviously. And PlayStation is probably a close second, but I think with the nostalgia of it, it has to be Nintendo for me.
Plus my love of Kingdom Hearts spread to my love of RPGs in general, and that's like PlayStation. That's like their
exactly.
Because Xbox, the way I think about it is Nintendo has a lot of their like Mario, Link, like those games, which I don't really know what to categorize those as.
Like I guess adventure RPG / platformers.
Yeah. And then I feel Xbox has a lot of like shooter, first person, third, whatever. Yeah. And then PlayStation has a lot of the RPGs.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a mix of, shooters and RPGs and
like The Last of Us and all the third-party titles and stuff too. So there's a lot of speculation about the specs of the Switch.
I think something was released today about the specs.
I didn't see that. I would have to look into that.
I saw a couple but they were like Facebook things, so who knows how true they are.
Exactly.
Whatnot, so.
It's hard to say because honestly, I wouldn't be upset about a 720p tablet, but I would like to see a 1080 just because I'm a pixel snob. So
a lot of the tablets though nowadays are still only 720.
Not really, though. Like, the iPad is technically Retina, which is basically 2K.
True. However, my iPad mini is supposed to be Retina, and sometimes it doesn't.
That's true.
Doesn't go all the way.
Yeah, that's true. Also, there's a lot of specs about how it's going to be running. supposedly Nvidia is making a graphics card for it,
Mm-hmm.
and they're saying that it's going to be similar to the Nvidia Shields, which I think I saw when I was working in Las Vegas actually, which it looked pretty good. It's basically like an Nvidia game console. Basically, it runs Steam. So,
but also because of that, you saw the initial design. Like they're probably still working on the design, but you saw the vents on that thing.
yeah, I was watching a video last night. Video game's awesome. If anyone watches that, I hope you do because that's awesome. They're really good. They were talking about how it looks like there are vents on the top of
And
the
those
machine.
are some big vents, and a lot of them. There was like 5 lined up there.
I haven't seen vents on a tablet since back in the day before the iPad even came out.
The vents kind of make sense, especially for the part where you dock it, because it's got to be running through something.
Yeah.
I mean, the vents could be on the dock though, so that's
Yeah. The vents, the only way that vents will work on this, if it's super quiet, and two, it actually does its job. Like it doesn't feel super hot when you're using it. Because I think does the tablet for the Wii U get hot, or am I just making that up?
I don't think. Well, it depends. I've never played it long enough for it to get that hot.
I think maybe the screen has, but I've
probably.
never. I think I'm just making
as
that
long as it doesn't
up.
catch up fire.
Yeah. Thanks, Samsung. What else about the Switch seems appealing?
Appealing. Well, it's appealing. They could actually. It's gonna be like a handheld, so you can take it anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you before how kind of the Wii U, like they tried that, but I found that once you get out of range of the actual console, it kind of dies out.
The farthest I ever got was I had the console upstairs, or vice versa. I had the console downstairs, and I brought the tablet upstairs. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, it would work, but that's only because it was like literally right below me.
Oh, okay. So the room was right down from where you were.
But like the signal was a little weak, and it would go out every now and then. But
so I'm interested to see how, like, because in the trailer, the guy was on an airplane. So I'm like,
I don't think you would have to worry about that because
because it's the
actual console is the system.
Yeah,
is the tablet.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, so that would be interesting. I am kind of interested if there's any sort of AirPlay going on.
Yeah,
kind of like with the iPod and their iPad and stuff do.
To that, like Apple TVs.
And so like if you wanted to, if that would be actually kind of interesting because then it would be kind of like the Wii U setup where the tablet's doing something else than the TV.
Yeah.
Then it would be kind of like that, but I think that would probably be running too much.
That'd be running too much, and technically, based on the trailer, it looks like the thing has to be in the dock before it can go on TV.
That's what it seems like. So there's obviously a little HDMI switch or whatever you plug it into, and then the dock is plugged into an HDMI.
Because without that in the dock, it looks like it's nothing.
Yeah, basically. What else to talk about with the...
We could talk about what VGA also brought up, the joystick weird thing.
Oh yeah,
the unsymmetrical controllers.
That was weird. I mean, you'll have to try it out before you can really judge it. It'll be a little weird, I think. I think they were pretty much in the right where the joystick is based on one of the controllers. The joystick is all the way in the middle because of the asymmetrical. Because basically the joystick's on the top over here, kind of like the Xbox 360 controller was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of like because the one was here, one was there.
Okay, I haven't touched a 360 controller in so long.
Although I think because they said the Xbox One controller was like that too, so I thought they fixed it.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah,
I never even touched the Xbox One.
Unlike the PlayStation 4 controller, where both the joysticks are down here, it's one joystick's up here and one joystick is down here, kind of like the GameCube was as well.
Yeah.
So basically, I wonder if that's why they did that.
Probably.
That would actually make a lot of sense because a lot of people, their quintessential gamepad is the GameCube.
Yeah.
That would be interesting if that was like survey says that people prefer that more than that.
Which is fine for the actual controller part, but it does become weird especially with how small those things are to be separate controllers.
They are pretty small. I will admit that. Oh, also, to go off of that, apparently the Nintendo, what is it called? The mini Nintendo
NES?
Yeah, I can't think of what it's actually called though. It's not called Nintendo Mini. Oh, NES Classic. That's what it's called. They do technically come with little mini controllers that you can play on.
Oh God.
But I guess you can buy like the actual
Yeah.
basically USB versions that you can plug into pretty much anything. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting because it's like, how are you gonna play on that little tiny controller? And also someone else came up with a good point as well, is that what happens if you lose one of them?
Oh yeah.
Because that shit's gonna get lost really quickly.
That also brings up the whole like controller thing, like they showed at the beginning, how it's like the switch thing in the middle, and then that's where they come out from.
Yeah.
I feel like that'll be a weird controller to hold at first.
Yeah, it'll be a little awkward. It's gonna be like one of those things where you just gotta get used to it.
Although when I saw it, it kind of reminded me of the wireless GameCube controller that I used to have, because it was kind of bulky.
The big
like
white bulky one, the gray one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had that too. I got that for my birthday from my dad. That's weird. I'm thinking about that. But yeah, it does kind of remind me of that as well. It also kind of reminds me of I think it's the Ouya. Have you heard about that at all?
Yeah.
It looks like the Ouya controller, doesn't it? Because of like the bulkiness.
My friend bought an Ouya once.
Ooh, that's a bad investment.
Well, because when the first came out, they made it sound like it was going to be great. You could put all these emulators on it, play whatever you want, and then you try it out, and it's god awful. Nothing runs.
Yeah, nothing ran, and it had like no like network compatibility and stuff like that. None at all. It was terrible. I'll be happy when
that was like $50. That was like $100 or something too. So that was like.
Yeah, I think that was a thing where it was like cheaper than like a home console. It's like you buy it because it's cheaper than Xbox One or whatever.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think about the design of it? I kind of like the design of the dock. How it goes into you have the tablet, then it goes into the dock, and then you can take the controllers out. So I wonder if there's some sort of mechanism that like once it goes in, like another thing, the controller latches unlatch, and then you can pull them out. I wonder if there's going to be something like that, or something you have to like pull to like bring out.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting trying to learn about that a little bit more. And then the opposite thing happens too, like they latch them on, and then the tablet comes out. So it's probably gonna be some sort of latching mechanism. I just hope that it's like good and it won't break or anything.
I also like that it's black.
Yeah, it does look good. I think the colors look good, like the matte black on the controllers, and the dock as well looks really cool. And also in the very beginning, it showed sort of like a faded logo.
Yeah.
But like all the advertisement pictures show like a nice clean logo. Mm-hmm. So I kind of hope that maybe you can buy like different like styles or decals or something like that.
Probably will. I'm sure eventually they'll have different, like they'll have a white one. I'm sure. You know what's weird is that the Wii U was advertised as white, but then all of them that you see are black. Yeah, well, because then the black one came out after the white one, and everyone just wanted a black one because black cooler. I guess. Except some people. Catch all your fingerprints, though. Right now, mine's collecting a lot of dust. That's all it's doing. So. Yeah, mine has a lot of fingerprints on it because I bring it around a lot. Yeah. Because I bring it from school and I bring it to home. Yeah, that's the argument I'm literally having with everyone right now, because everyone else is like, I'm going to get it. I'm like, I'm probably going to get it too, but I'm going to trade my Wii U in for it. And everyone's like, oh, no, I won't do that. I'm like, I would. Yeah, unless it's not backwards compatible, then I have to. Yeah, because you got to play Smash. Yeah, that's literally all. That's like literally my argument for keeping that. I want to play Smash. Yeah. Yeah, Smash and like Mario Kart. Like I played Mario Kart with Kaylin. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of Splatoon was fun, but the problem that I have with it is I have crappy internet at home and I have crappy internet here, and it's a mainly online game. Also, how do you guys like not seeing my face? I don't know. Oh no. I hope for backwards compatibility that they do have some sort of it. I think that a way that they can do it is if you can somehow prove that you owned Mario Kart 8, is that you could like maybe punch in the serial code. Maybe. If you punch in the serial code and you have to pay like $2 or $3, then I'd be fine with that. That would be a way for them to have their existing customers get it for nothing. The other way I could see Nintendo doing it to make money, which I don't know if it's just selling them for cheaper, or just make them into cartridges, turn them into the cartridges. Yeah. I don't see them doing that. They wouldn't do that. I mean they could for people that haven't bought it already, but like, for people that already bought it, they would. People aren't gonna buy it again. Yeah, they probably should do what you said, like type in a code or something. Yeah, it'll just be tough because, like, what if you don't have, like, your box or whatever?
Yeah, some people don't get physical copies either.
Yeah, and...
Well, if you haven't, you have to usually have a Nintendo account, right? So maybe they can see what's registered to your Nintendo account. I don't know. I don't do Nintendo all that often, so...
Yeah, I think that account thing went away, though, because that was Club Nintendo, and that's gone now.
Oh, that's right, because Billy was so upset and, like, more into depth. And
I remember that. That was pretty funny. Hi, Billy.
Hi, Lefty Heat.
I was almost going to date myself and say, like, what if people rent the games? But who rents games anymore? I remember...
Gamefly!
I guess... I don't know.
Do people even use that?
I don't know. I see
By the way, anyone offended if I take a drink? Because I'm thirsty.
No, that's fine. It would be interesting if anybody did use GameFly. Like, I always thought it was a good deal.
I can comment in the comment section if you use
GameFly.
I'm curious. No, I'm serious. I'm legitimately curious.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I want to know what it's like. So if you use it, comment and tell me what it's like.
It's always weird because, like, who wants to run games anymore?
I see commercials for it, and all the people look happy, so I'm curious.
Yeah, I guess. It's like the...
It's not like they get paid to be happy or anything, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, that would be kind of interesting because what if you don't own the game?
Yeah.
Although I guess someone would already use that serial code or serial number if that did happen.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how if and when they do backwards compatibility. Hopefully when.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
Like I was saying yesterday, it comes out in March, so they still got plenty of time to release any information they have to.
Yeah.
And you know how stuff gets pushed back, so if possible, it could get pushed back farther.
I hope it doesn't. I mean, you say that it's all the way in March, but in reality, like, that's not that long of a time. Like, PlayStation 4, remember, that was announced, like, a year before it was released. Mm-hmm. And this is like, oh, geez, it's October now, November, December, January, February, March. It's 5 months.
Yeah, but that's a lot more time than you think because they can still make changes, do what they have to do.
Yeah,
that's why it's good that they released the trailer when they did, so now they get people's initial reactions.
Yeah. Also, supposedly, investors aren't that into it. I heard that Nintendo stock went down 15 points last night, whatever that meant.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I think this is like, don't mind the pun, but obviously they were going for this. It was the next step for Nintendo. It was basically combining their one system, the one best-selling system of all time, and then combining with the home console people that people want to play their games on their computers and the TVs and stuff.
So actually, just going to that point, that's what I've been telling you all along, is I've always wanted a thing where you can play on the TV and then just take it with you, because I'm probably weird, but my brother likes this too, so I'm not that weird. We like to kind of play handheld games because we like having the TV on too. Because we like having something on
in the background.
Yeah. So, and my brother would love to play Zelda while watching TV.
I mean, you could have done that with the Wii U, though, which was a good feature of that, in my opinion.
However, I always felt the screen was too small on the Wii U to really play it. I know it's not much bigger than a 3DS screen.
I think it's way bigger than a 3DS screen.
It is, but it felt different.
Yeah.
So I honestly didn't like the way that gamepad was set up to do that.
Yeah. I thought it was okay.
I appreciated their try, though. It was the first time anyone's really tried that because, I'm sorry, PlayStation, but your PS Vita idea to connect with the PS4, that didn't work out too well.
I thought that was supposed to work with, like, not necessarily remote play, but you were supposed to be able to plug it in at least just like to the TV.
And for a little while they tried to advertise it like, oh, it's like play, you can do this, but then it kind of like failed.
Oh, okay.
So then they just kind of started advertising it as you can use it as a second screen. And
that was...
To be fair, though, the PlayStation Vita kind of failed on them in general.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's it's so upsetting that failed so badly.
Because the PSP was great. Everyone loved the PSP.
PSP was good. I wouldn't say it was great. I think the PSP got some momentum because of running emulators on it after the games were already made for it. Like, I didn't have any... Well, I didn't really use my PSP that much.
But some of my favorite games were on PSP.
Really?
Yeah. Like Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. That was my favorite PSP game.
Yeah, it's weird because I wasn't
Kingdom Hearts Break My Sleep.
I wasn't a big PlayStation fan back in the day. Like, I had a PS1, I had a PS2 before I had a PS1.
And I wasn't that into PS2. Like, I had a few games for it, but I didn't play it that often. It must have been the Nintendo in me.
I have all the PlayStations. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't have the new PlayStation 4 because why? Because I have a PlayStation 4 that works. I'm not gonna.
I don't remember why I got a PSP. I think I must have had friends who had it, so I was like, I want it too.
Well, the only reason I got a PSP was because my brother got a new one and gave me his old one. Yeah. So that's how I got a lot of stuff. So
I had 3 games for my PSP. I had the Sonic Rush. Sonic Rivals.
Yeah, that game was fun.
Yeah, that was okay.
It was a little weird at first, though.
Yeah. It was pretty.
It was pretty, yeah.
Yeah, which was cool. I had a Ghost Rider game, which was terrible. And I had Marvel Rise of the Imperfects, which was basically like a fighting game. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was my...
Crisis Core, that was a great Final Fantasy game. That was like my introduction into Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Because my brother made me play it. I loved it. I beat the crap out of it.
Oh, nice.
Like everything.
Yeah. Oh, I also had Without a Paddle as a movie on that
nice.
as well.
Yeah, that was funny because PSP started doing that too. They started just putting movies on it.
Yeah, just like trying to sell the market.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, "Oh yeah, everything's digital now."
Like remember those the Game Boy Advanced cartridges that had like the TV shows on it?
I forgot about those.
I had a Sonic the cartoon
Sonic X.
Yeah. I had one of those.
I had one for Pokemon. It was like I think it was one of the Pokemon League episodes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. So Nintendo.
They like it when we get off track. They like hearing us talk.
Yeah, I guess so. Mm-hmm. So, possible starting price. A lot of people are going from $300 to $350. I think $350 is a little pushing it. If they really want to sell them, I think it'll be okay if they do sell it at $350. But if they sold it at $300. It's going to get a lot more sales.
I think if they just sell it the way they have it now, just the controller, the system, 300 to 350.
Okay, yeah.
That range. If they make it backwards compatible, include the Pro controller, I would say 350 is not enough. I'd say that stretch 350 to 400.
That would be interesting.
Because the Pro controller for the Wii U itself was like $30, $40.
Yeah, if it comes bundled with a game at $400, I would get that.
Mm-hmm. With a good game. Don't give me like Animal Crossing.
Yeah, it will probably. Well, I think it was rumored that Mario game's gonna launch with it.
Maybe. Oh, the one that was in the trailer.
Yeah, like I think it was rumored that a Mario game is going to launch with it, which would make sense because
with the Wii U, a Mario game launched with that. That was the Mario Super Mario Wii or whatever.
Wii U, yeah, that's right. That did launch with that. And GameCube launched with Luigi's Mansion.
Oh yeah, that's right, because that was the first game I ever played for.
Yeah, and then the Wii was.
Wii Sports, but.
Yeah, that's right. We actually didn't start off with a Mario game.
Well, because we wanted to show its motion stuff, so that's why Wii Sports, because the bowling, the tennis.
Yeah, because golf. Galaxy came out in 2008, 2007, 2008. Galaxy and Galaxy 2 were the only Mario games on there, except for Super Mario Wii, I think.
Yeah.
Not including like the sports games, the Mario parties and stuff. So yeah, I guess closing remarks. I think it was really bold of Nintendo to not give out any details about this. I think it kind of worked in their favor because it got a lot of people talking when they eventually did release it. But I mean, people are going to be talking anyways because it's a new Nintendo console. Mm-hmm. And Nintendo has really been in the news lately because of their unfortunate dissonance with YouTubers, and so hopefully we can keep getting the Nintendo train up.
Yeah, I'm glad they waited too, because they were thinking about releasing details at E3 for the E3 in
last
June.
year, or for the next E3. Which are you talking about?
No, they were talking about releasing
the last
stuff
E3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm glad they didn't. They instead
decided, they probably weren't ready.
They weren't ready, but then they just instead decided to focus on Zelda, which was great because that got a good turnout, and then they had a sub-focus on Pokemon.
Yeah, I guess so, but like on the other hand, it's like people really still want to see Nintendo going up on stage and talking about their new games that are coming out.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Direct, as much as I love Iwata and what he did for Nintendo, I thought the Nintendo Direct kind of took away from that intimacy that we had with Nintendo at E3. Because just like look back at 2000, when did Twilight Princess come out for Zelda? Or for GameCube and Wii?
2009?
No, before that.
8? I think it has to.
Because it was on.
It has to be 7 or 8.
I think it might have been 2006. But like back then, when Miyamoto came up on stage dressed as Zelda, or dressed as Link, I'm sorry, I made that.
Wow,
mistake.
You just hurt a lot of people.
I just hurt so many people.
A lot of people.
Oh my god!
When people watch it, they're gonna die.
I can't believe I can't believe I said that, because I've never made that mistake before in my life. When Miyamoto showed up dressed as Link, everyone just they just felt like that empowerment of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like they're like, okay, this is Nintendo. This is our childhood. This is where Nintendo's going. And I think we sort of lost that when they stopped going up on stage on E3. Because look at how much hype that they got from the what was it called? The Nintendo competition. Can't think of what it's called off the top of my head.
I don't remember.
But a ton of people went to that. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
Imagine if they still went to E3. So supposedly the new Mario game is going to be some sort of new revolutionary Mario, kind of like the what was it called, Galaxy was, where it was kind of like this whole new type of technique. It has its new little gimmick basically. So it'll be interesting to see what the new Nintendo,
what the new gimmick is,
new Mario gimmick is. Which I'm okay with, because I would rather have a new Mario game with something new rather than the same Mario games, because I've been getting a little sick. As fun as 3D World was, there was no innovation in that. It was just okay, it's a 3D Mario game kind of.
He's gonna save a different princess.
Nope.
Bum, bum, bum.
Who was? Oh, it was the fairies that we saved. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And that was in 3D World. Which it was fun. It was one of the best games for the Wii U. I mean, not much to work up to.
Instead of Princess Peach, he's going to save Princess Nectarine.
Or Princess Zelda.
Crossover!
That'd be interesting. Some speculation about the footage that they showed of the Mario game. Some people were saying that it's just something that they made for the video. And other people, like our friend Billy, who was like, is this Super Mario 128, aka the sequel to 64? And as much as I love Billy,
it's
gosh.
Did he really say that?
It was on Twitter.
Oh god.
Hi, Billy.
Lefty Heat, everyone. Video game heat. Go check that out.
I was like, I don't think so. I don't think that'll be happening. As much as I would love a direct sequel to 64, I would much rather an HD Sunshine remake or.
I would love an HD Sunshine remake. That game was pretty on the GameCube. Imagine an HD remake of that.
Yeah, exactly.
That would look beautiful.
That's why Wind Waker was so popular when it got a new HD remake, because it looked so good.
Yeah, and based on the trailers we saw for that Zelda game yesterday,
the new Zelda game.
Yeah, it can make stuff pretty. So make stuff pretty.
Yeah. As much as I'm oh, stop making HD remakes, just make new content, because I'm the media major that wants all the new stuff. That was an impression of me, everyone. It'd be interesting to see if they ever do a Mario remake, which I guess they kind of have. They did 64 for the DS.
Yeah.
I guess that was the only Mario remake other than the Mario Bros remakes and stuff. And the GBAs, which aren't really... I guess they are technically remakes, but it's basically using the same sprites.
Still, though, Sunshine, if they did that, would make them a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's trying to convince Square Enix to do Final Fantasy VII, which they're finally doing.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing where that's going to. I guess that's pretty much all we can really say about the new Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Switch.
I almost said Select again. It looks good. I want to buy it when it comes out, because I will.
As of right now, I want to buy it. I still want to know more before I commit to it.
Yeah, I'm going to get it because I do like Nintendo, and I have some faith in Nintendo and building
I want to get the iPad that I can play Nintendo games on.
Basically. It's essentially a Nintendo iPad.
That was another thing people were asking, whether it's going to be touchscreen or not.
Yeah, it's going to be touchscreen.
Yeah, they can't go backwards on that. That'd be weird.
I guess we can kind of go into this as well, is that, do you think they're going to go into the app market at all?
Well, remember when after all the hype about Pokemon Go came out, they did say they wanted to start delving into more mobile stuff. So.
Well, even before that, they announced that they were going to be making mobile apps.
But then, especially after Pokemon Go, they're like, we're definitely gonna now.
Yeah, and then we're seeing Super Mario Run. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of Zelda thing when the new Zelda game comes out.
Yeah.
So I would be interested to seeing if they're going to be going into the mobile market with that because of all the money that they would make.
Yeah, plus a lot of the partners on that website were mobile companies.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
VGA pointed that out.
Okay, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, however you say his name, because apparently I say it wrong. There you go.
Because it's not Fraser, it's Fraser.
Yeah, well, sorry. But yeah, no, he pointed that out. He said there's a lot of mobile companies on that. So.
I mean, that would make sense. That like as soon as I made that connection in my head, saying where I was like, oh yeah, Nintendo's gonna be making some apps now, and I was like, oh, there's gonna be a Nintendo tablet essentially, and I was like, what?
I would like to see them have a good web browser on that too.
If it has a good web browser, I mean, yeah, then we would have
the web browser on the Wii U is kind of bad.
Yeah. So if they have a good web browser, I mean, you'd be essentially buying a tablet. It's pretty much buying an iPad that can play Nintendo games. Mm-hmm. If it makes, it probably won't be as good as an iPad because it's Nintendo.
Yeah. And that's not what their main focus is anyway. Their main focus is the games.
The games.
So
yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with that if they delve into the app market at all. Because if I think Fraser was talking about, if all of a sudden all the apps from Apple go over into Nintendo, that's literally $1 billion franchise you'll be getting into.
Well, they have to keep some of the stuff they had because like the Wii U, you could download Netflix and Hulu onto. Yeah. So they have to be able.
So there's going to be apps.
Yeah.
But
obviously not all the Apple apps. Though.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how how their operating system's going to be as well.
Like you're not going to be able to download like iTunes onto it or.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much all we can say about Nintendo Switch is that possibly going into the app market, which would be kind of cool. I'd like to see that from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Playing Angry Birds on your Switch.
I want to play Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key on it.
Okay. Sure.
I just want Kingdom Hearts 3.
He does.
I do. Please. I'll pay you.
So the next big news thing was...
Let's switch topics.
The next big news story was Red Dead Redemption 2.
I never played it.
No, he hasn't. And that's why I'm going to make a fun little announcement. We're going to play Red Dead Redemption, the original, on the channel. Nick's going to play it.
I get to play a game. Hooray!
Yeah. I've already played through it a long time ago. It is one of my favorite games ever. I like it better than Grand Theft Auto 5, even though Grand Theft Auto 5 is very high up for me.
And sub-announcement about that, it'll be the first time I've ever played a game while recording that I've never played before.
Yeah, true.
That I've never, because usually when I record games, I've played them before.
Oh, okay, so like for your personal stuff?
So I don't look like an idiot. But this, I'm going to look like an idiot, probably.
Well, to be fair, luckily you'll be with me who has played it before.
Yeah, you'll just see me look over. Jimmy, what do I do?
Yeah.
Should I shoot that guy?
Red Dead Redemption was the first game that I ever had an emotional investment into. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting kind of recording your gameplay of it because I feel like Red Dead Redemption is almost like a game that you have to play by yourself, like in a dark room. It's like experience. Just kind of like what you were talking about The Last of Us earlier.
Oh my god, yeah, that was great.
It has to be like it's like one of those games where you don't realize what time it is because you put in so much time for it. So
no, just going out The Last of Us really quickly because I just have a point that I like to bring up. Everyone was so scared of that game, like the clickers and everything that popped up. My brother said he was scared. I'm like, I'm not. I'm like, no, because it's not that can't really happen.
I don't think I was ever scared of The Last of Us. I thought it was just kind of like okay.
Like other scary games, like people jump. That can happen. That's real.
Or like, what's the new one that Colby's really into?
Resident Evil?
No, not Resident Evil. The one that just came out for PlayStation 4. Oh, Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really into that.
See, That thing you know what the scariest part in The Last of Us was?
What?
To me, when that guy, sorry, spoilers here, by the way, but when that guy was chasing Ellie, like, around that room and wanting to eat her, that was scary.
I do remember that,
can happen.
So,
and you were controlling Ellie, and you had to run away from this psychopath trying to eat you.
Yeah, basically.
And you're like, oh shit, oh shit.
So, I think you're going to have that emotional... hopefully you'll have that emotional investment with Red Dead Redemption. I'm not going to spoil anything because obviously you're going to be playing it, but like...
Spoilers.
Yeah, it's my thing. I think that you're going to be like, oh no. Like when because bad things do happen in the game and you're just like, oh.
Based on the trailer that I watched that we watched yesterday, I could kind of tell just from the trailer there's going to be things where you just go, oh no.
Yeah. Because what was the game? Red Dead Redemption has such a good protagonist. It's one of the best protagonists. It
sounds like he's trying to redeem himself from a troubled past.
Yes. So John Marston, basically is the best protagonist that Rockstar ever made. As much as I love the protagonist in Grand Theft Auto 5, it'll be cool to see Red Dead Redemption 2 go into that where you can play as multiple characters, which we kind of already saw that they have seven cowboys, basically.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are talking about how... So...
I was just about to ask you, so Jimmy, prequel, sequel?
We don't even know if it's the same characters.
True. But if you had to guess, what would you say?
If it is, it'll be a prequel. Because Red Dead Redemption, the original, is all about him basically redeeming himself because of the posse he was with. And it looks like that this is the posse.
Well, that makes sense because there's so many of them.
Yeah, and in Red Dead Redemption, you're basically hunting and killing. Minor spoilers, not really a spoiler, but
so I'm hunting and killing the posse. Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's the main objective.
Then that would be cool to have a prequel to that, like the backstory to all of them and how that. Exactly. The only thing that I would like changed if it's a prequel, I don't want it to be 2. I don't like it when they do that.
That's why I kind of like what was the Borderlands, the pre-sequel.
Yeah.
Borderlands, the pre-sequel. That's
just a little pet peeve of mine, though. Like, you can't call something 2 if it's a prequel. You got to give it a different creative name or something.
That's why I was like, is it a sequel? But also, Red Dead Redemption, as someone brought up in the chat of VGA, was talking about Red Dead Redemption is basically about the end of the Old West.
Yeah.
So it's probably a prequel.
Like, what they could do is, like, be creative in, like, Red Dead Before Redemption or...
That's what I always said that the name should have been, but I think Cooper brought up a good point, is that...
The R's, yeah.
Yeah. It was Red Dead Revolver was the original game, even though it has nothing to do with Red Dead Redemption. The protagonist kind of looks similar, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And the gameplay is way different, apparently.
Red Dead Reverse Redemption.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what it should be called.
But yeah, everyone said that if they do make a new game, it has to be a prequel.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons when you actually play the game. But it'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, it should be a prequel.
Or go for broke and just call it Red Dead.
Red Dead would be cool too, which I mean people already call.
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of tough because people already do call Red Dead Redemption Red Dead.
Well, exactly. So just make it an actual name of a game.
Yeah. That's like people were saying that they should just call the new Nintendo just the Nintendo.
Yeah.
To like bring people back their member berries game because people would always just call
South Park.
People would just be calling the NES the Nintendo.
Yeah.
And like people would call that the Super Nintendo the Nintendo. Like everyone just always called it.
But then once the GameCube come out, they started calling it by that because then they called it the GameCube and the Wii.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
I mean, that's just people grew up. So I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2, it looks pretty. The trailer was a freaking tease.
Yeah, well, like I said yesterday, the trailer is basically to show, because you said the main complaint about Red Dead Redemption was there wasn't any variety of environments.
Yeah.
It was the West and one town.
At least that was my complaint.
So my feeling...
It wasn't one town. It had a few towns, but yeah, it's pretty... It's not small because back in the day it was huge. Yeah. We were like, I can explore all these places. But like... especially now with Grand Theft Auto 5 when the map was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. It also looked like all the environments has sustenance too.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. We're gonna build a wall around Redemption.
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto.
But so anyway, going back to the trailer, the 1 minute tease trailer.
Oh.
My idea behind it, after you told me that, was two things. One, they're showing you the variety,
yes.
and two, they're showing you, hey, pretty.
Very pretty. They wouldn't be showing those environments unless they're going to be running in-engine.
Yeah.
So my prediction is that was running an in-engine, which is crazy because that was really pretty.
Did that give a release date at the end, or did it just say coming soon?
I don't remember. It said 2017, definitely.
I think so. I think it said coming in 2017.
Yeah, on Amazon it says the usual 12/31.
Yeah, December 31st.
Yeah. So my prediction is probably going to be Christmas 2017.
Probably. Because based on that trailer, it looks like they have the environments down.
Yes. It looks like obviously they've been working on it for a little while, but I mean they still have a lot of work to do, which is fine. I mean, as long as they make a good game that.
See, that's the thing. That's where sometimes why, like, as frustrated as you get with people pushing games back, the more they push it back, the better.
The more they're working on it. Yeah, exactly.
That's why, as angry as I get about Kingdom Hearts 3, I know that game's going to be great when it's done.
It's going to be a good game.
Because they've been working on it for over a decade.
Wow. That's crazy. That's like, that's like Duke Nukem Forever was worked on for a little bit of a decade, and it was terrible.
Well, the real reason that it's taking as long as it is because they originally started it in the engine that Kingdom Hearts 2 was in.
Yeah.
And then they switched engines.
Yeah, because they were going over to... It's an entirely new engine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
That engine that you probably... I don't think I showed you the trailer, but the engine that the Fragmented Passage Birth by Sleep is running in.
Okay.
That's the engine Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be running in, except a little bit better engine than that.
I think you did tell me that, yeah. And that did look pretty from what you showed me.
So that's why, as mad as I am, I realized that it's probably going to be worth it in the end. So.
Yeah, exactly. Should we talk about Logan? I think Logan looks cool.
Yeah, we can talk about Logan. I don't know much about Wolverine because I haven't really seen any X-Men, but...
Yeah, so my opinion on the X-Men movies is I was talking to you about it last night. We both of us realized we were like, we should have recorded our conversation last night because we actually had some good points.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing this today. But my opinion on the X-Men movies, I'll go in chronological order. X-Men 1, good. X-Men 2, very good. X-Men 3, oh. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Oh. First Class. Oh.
That was the one I saw.
Yeah. I don't remember. I think the Wolverine came out first. So the Wolverine was okay. Like, it was good, but it wasn't like, it didn't really hit
the thing about X-Men. Their timeline is weird.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not, but the way they release the movies is weird.
Yeah. I mean, X-Men have always been convoluted. So the X-Men... Oh, yeah. The Wolverine did come out because it had a teaser at the end for
I do remember.
Whatchamacallit, for
Class.
Days of Future Past.
Oh, right.
And Days of Future Past was good. It wasn't as good as everyone was hoping, but it was good. And then Deadpool came out, and that was really good.
Yeah.
We talked about it on our podcast.
Fixed in post,
That I have a picture of right here that people can click on and can listen to our things.
The thing where we haven't recorded in a while.
Oh. And then Apocalypse was good, not great. It was
Wolverine was in that, wasn't he?
Apocalypse? Yes, he was, actually.
Because they made a big thing about that.
He had a cameo, yep. He had a cameo. It was good. It was a good cameo. It was a really good cameo. And Logan, it looks good.
I haven't even seen really any X-Men movies, and I want to go see this just because rated R...
Yeah, first of all, a rated R Wolverine movie, which is going to be phenomenal. Whatchamacallit. It's based on Old Man Logan, which is a hugely popular Wolverine series. Most Wolverine series aren't popular at all. Old Man Logan got really popular, which I haven't read. I need to read that.
Although I'm pretty sure this is Hugh Jackman's last movie as Wolverine. So.
It's Hugh Jackman's last movie as Wolverine, and it's Patrick Stewart's last movie as Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
And holy shit, Professor Xavier looks fucked up in this movie, and I am so excited.
And as far as this
he looks so disheveled.
As far as this being their last movie, it seems like they're trying to go out with a bang.
Yeah, it looks really good. It just looks like it gave that sort of like, it almost gave a Last of Us feeling.
Oh, especially that last scene where they show him holding hands with the little girl.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the last scene in The Last of Us.
Yeah, exactly. Did you watch the Red Band trailer at all? Oh yeah, we did watch it on there. Mm-hmm. Basically, I guess the difference between the normal trailer and the Red Band trailer, it literally showed freaking Wolverine doing the shaky
crazy
right through the guy's head, and you saw the spikes coming out of the top of the dude's head.
That was funny, because I think as we were watching that, you were like, before that scene came on, you were like, is this movie going to be rated R? And then that happened, and we were like, yeah, it's going to be rated R.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh!
Because I don't think that would happen, and then they'd say PG-13.
Yeah, no. I was like, oh crap. No, it was rumored that it's going to be rated R, and I'm happy it is, because as we saw with Deadpool, it was the top grossing rated R movie of all time.
Yeah.
Which it should be. That was a good movie. So yeah, I think Logan's looking good. Like it looks like they're going off strong. Like this is the Wolverine movie that everyone wants.
They did do a good job though, like you were saying before, about making them look like older and like because Hugh Jackman looks real old in it too, and then Patrick Stewart just looks like he should be dead.
Yeah, it was like that scene. It looked like he was almost in. Do you know what Cerebro is?
Yeah.
It looked like he was in the Cerebro room when he was in the bed or whatever, just like holding on to the railings. I was like, oh, Professor Xavier. So I wonder if they're going to explain him being alive at all, because in X-Men 3 he died. And then in whatchamacallit, Days of Future Past, he was just alive, and they never really explained it.
Because they went back and changed the Days of the Future Past.
Yeah, but like that was before that happened, so like it's like okay, I mean whatever, because comic characters just come back to life anyways, so it's like whatever, really, but like I would like some sort of explanation.
Well, the movies always change the endings anyway. Yeah. Like Civil War, Captain America was supposed to die.
Yeah, true. I am excited about this though, because I think the best parts of X-Men with the Wolverine scenes is the relationship between Wolverine and Professor Xavier. So I think that'll be really good. I think the two of them having their last movie together is just like saying something, because like they were both in the first movie 20 years ago. Holy crap, we're old.
Whoa, really?
Well, almost 20 years ago.
Holy crap.
The first movie came out in 2000.
Oh, crap.
So it's going to be 2017 by the time it comes out. They've shot it in 1999.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So, yeah, It's going to be like 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, wow.
It's crazy, right? So, yeah, I'm excited.
Start together, end together.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to it. Logan looks really good. I thought it was one of the best trailers I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Like
trailers lately have been kind of bad.
Civil War trailers were okay, but mostly due to hype.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that Spider-Man showed up at the end of that one trailer, like the trailer was super boring.
The poorly, not completely CGI'd Spider-Man showing up at the.
Yeah. Yeah, that was rough.
That was basically just like, we gotta show them Spider-Man. We gotta show them that he's not finished. I don't care. Throw him in there.
Yeah. I also think it's weird that they showed in Civil War, you know, that scene where they're running together or whatever.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man wasn't in there. And then afterwards they just show him running in there. Like, it's CG. Like, honestly, like that.
Because I noticed that too. Because I'm like, when we were in the theater watching it, I'm like, something's different about this. Then I watched the trailer again. I'm like, Spider-Man's not in it.
Yeah. So that really took me out of place. I was like, come on. I mean, we've talked about Civil War, so I'm not going to go.
We won't rehash it, but
yeah.
Also, I'm surprised you didn't talk about this, but they did release a Guardian of the Galaxies 2, like, kind of teaser.
It looks good.
Yeah.
As much as I love Guardians of the Galaxy, I would have liked a different song, but I see why they did it. It's like, remember Guardians of the Galaxy? I remember. Even though it came out like 3 years ago.
I'm really interested about how Infinity War, how they're all going to come together.
Yeah.
That's where they're supposed to come into play, so.
That might be interesting. They'll probably be setting that up, actually, because
probably.
the next one is Infinity War.
I'm kind of excited for Doctor Strange, too. I kind of want to see that.
That'll be good. Cool. That's going to be good. I think Benedict Cumberbatch kind of already puts the steel quality on top of it.
And a lot of people are saying it's going to be like one of the most visually appealing movies of the year.
Yeah, it looks it. So yeah, guys, video games.
Well, we sort of started talking about movies with Logan and all that, so.
Yeah.
Video games and movies, that's all we know.
Yeah, pretty much. So, guys, I hope you liked this super long episode of Jimmy Fitch's Games. I think definitely is the longest episode of Jimmy Fitch's Games. Drop a like if you liked it. Give a dislike if you didn't like it. If you want longer episodes like this, let me know.
Also, time for my plug, because I'm going to be putting this on a website, too, so... So I don't have a YouTube. Well, I do have YouTubes for it, so you can subscribe to that. Subscribe to the Historical Nerds YouTube channel and Sword Strike Productions YouTube channel, because one is a website where me and my best friend work on together. Sorry, Jimmy, different best friend. And Sword Strike Productions is my website that I've been working on. And also, just follow the websites. They're WordPress websites, so just look them up.
Yeah.
And follow them. The video will be there too.
And watch us play. Red Dead Redemption.
Watch me make a fool of myself. No, just kidding. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah. Also, don't worry, guys. We are going to play some more Paper Mario Color Splash.
I hope so. That was actually a pretty game.
It was fun. Bye.
Bye.